everybody, we're proud to announce our Saturday morning cartoons brought to you by Hey Poopy Podcast.
Dumping every fourth Saturday of the month.
Stories taken directly from our interviews. These are one-of-a-kind masterpieces of hilarious proportions.
Animated by Matt Holtzclaw, our very first guest of the podcast.
We are so excited, we're going to poop our pants!
For more information, go to heypoopypodcast.com.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, the Hey Poopy Podcast with Dave and Ellen.
Yes. We're back for more. Or you're back for more.
How many are there now? How many podcasts?
Oh, I actually need to look that up right now. I'm a little behind. But we actually only put out one episode a week. But for me and Dave, we've literally recorded maybe 10 episodes in the past 2 weeks.
Oh my
It's a little crazy. I think this is like episode 69.
No, it's episode
Or 70. It's episode 70.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my God.
It's episode 70, but it'll always be number 2 to us. And this is Hey Poopy Podcast with
Dave?
and Ellen. And we have the infamous Bambi the Mermaid.
We love Bambi.
And if anybody out there doesn't know who Bambi is, shame on you.
Yeah.
We're about to find out.
You are about to find out.
Oh my
She
God.
is the queen of Coney Island. She is the best, most wonderful, spectacular mermaid of all time.
She's the best. She is like my favorite person.
Yes.
And I poop.
Yes. And she poops a lot.
She's a mermaid who poops.
So,
Poopin' mermaid.
did you get did you see our Bristol stool chart by any chance?
I think I
Bambi?
emailed it to you with the questions.
If
But
not-
Yeah. I read my questions. Yeah.
So we need to check in with you before we know exactly who Bambi is. Bambi, how's your poos been recently?
My poops are fine. I'm the most regular gal on the planet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you doing like, we talking like number 4s? Are we going like into the
what's
loosey-goosey
your-
6, 7s areas? Or are you like, pretty like Lincoln logging it?
Oh, no.
What's your consistency?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm like pretty much one a day type of gal.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
What size are they? What shape? If you saw the Bristol stool chart, do you know what number?
Oh, God. I didn't memorize it.
Well, the number 4 is like the perfect, like smooth,
I'm
like
like
log
number
one.
4. I'm like the
Oh.
total classic.
Of course, you're perfect.
I'm just gonna say it. My poops are pretty perfect. Yep.
That's amazing. Oh my God, it's so funny. Ellen, how have your poops been?
I poopied today. It was okay. It was like a Bristol 3. It wasn't as great as I'd like it to be. So I've been saying how much I love psyllium husk. I need to do it every day. The problem is I forget, and I realized one time I drank the psyllium husk before a meal and I felt so bloated. I have to do it after a meal, and sometimes I forget after a meal, because after a meal I'm like, I don't want to put any more things in my body.
Right.
But yeah, the psyllium husk, I took some late last night, so maybe by tonight I'll be pinching off a huge one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But I love that psyllium husk.
Yes, we hear about it a lot. Every episode, Ellen tells us about psyllium husk. Mine have been pretty, I had 2 shits today.
Ooh.
One was like pretty solid. The other one was like a little looser. But, I don't know. I started working out and I had to go again. So it was just like, I don't know. But it's
That's
fine.
usually how you are. I feel like once the dam breaks in the morning, then it's just like the floodgates are open.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess so. But yeah, whatever the case may be. I had 2 fairly decent sized poops this morning. And that was the exciting part of my morning.
Ooh.
Yes. I actually got up really early this morning, so we were going to go get bagels
Oh.
But then we decided, like, we don't really need to be eating fucking bagels right now. So I just did a little workout and then went to work in my office. Really exciting.
Your commute is so far.
My commute is very far. It's the whole room next door to my bedroom. Enough about our shits. Let's hear about Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi, tell us a little bit about yourself besides the fact that you're the most spectacular mermaid in the entire world.
Well, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? It's like,
You're like pretty amazing.
Yeah, pretty amazing. I don't know. I'll tell you whatever you want to know, but I don't know what to tell you.
Well, you're currently in Florida, which
I'm in Florida. Yes, we're living our best apocalypse. We left early, and was a very smart choice. And it's been like an epically awesome summer camp vacation. I mean, I don't want to be like insensitive, but it's been pretty nice down here, and everyone's fairly oblivious because it's, sunny and nice out. I don't know.
Well, also Bambi, she also does the most amazing festival or pageant, the Miss Coney Island. How long have you been doing that for now?
Miss Coney Island.
Miss Coney Island. Miss Coney Island has been going on for, I don't know, for a long time. How many years?
17 years.
17 years. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Mr. Coney Island.
Mr. Coney Island. Dave, that was all of that. Competed.
I do know all about that. I did compete.
Anyone special going to be competing in Miss Coney Island this year?
I am.
So
if we are allowed to leave the house, otherwise I guess it's going to be done like via Zoom or something.
God, I can't. I think the Mermaid Parade's going to be canceled, everyone, and I'm devastated. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are they just going to reschedule?
Sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm excited about summer, but all my summer's fun stuff is down the tubes.
Yeah. I mean, are we going to be able to go to Jacob Reese even? Who knows, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can go now, but you can't really go with people. Which
no, you gotta
go
but
solo.
I'm even questioning, if you're not allowed to be 6 feet, what about sharing ocean water together? You can't be doing that because people spit and snot and all the rest of it in the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't go in the water at that point.
Right?
Well, who knows? We'll see. I mean, if people take it seriously up here, maybe we can flatten that curve, as they say, and then get out to doing what we do best.
Yeah.
Which is
by the time this episode comes out, I wonder, because this episode, since we've been doing so many, is going to be coming out at the end of May. So we'll see people listening.
We might be a little bit free by then, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I want to hear some awesome Bambi the Mermaid stories.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Well, we can start off with some softball questions and ramp it up from there, Bambi. If it makes
do you want to tease me into it, or
a little foreplay?
Yeah. I'll pet your hiney before I slap it really hard.
Right? Yeah. A little tickle. Come on.
Bambi, what kind of toilet paper do you like, and do you put it on the roll over or under?
Oh, let's see. We usually we go to Costco because I'm one of those people that didn't have a problem when this all went down because I had, a pack of 24 standing by at all times. So I don't know what that is. I guess it's just Charmin, probably. I'm pretty much I would, I think I'm Charmin all the way.
What the Costco brand is that you like?
Yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. And do you put it on the roll over or under?
I put it over.
Definitely
over. Remember when there used to be colors? That was when I was really happy you could get pink and blue toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
I think they still make that, but not I've seen it at weird dollar stores.
Oh.
But not not in the general.
Well, it's not
public.
good for those dyes are not good for your neither region. So it looks pretty, but it's they even put scented toilet papers out there, and that's shit. You should be putting as little chemicals and dyes and whatever scents near your bits.
Oh God, I never even thought of that.
Well, maybe like every once in a while, like a special treat. like once every 6 months. That's not that bad. I think it'd be
just
okay.
A special UTI kind of
just
treat.
just for the holidays, for Christmas or something. Arbor Day.
Holiday yeast infection. Just a little extra special yeast infection.
Ow.
Bambi, do you sit or stand when you wipe your butt?
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And if you were trying to tell me that the current Miss Coney Island stands up, I do not believe it. Who the hell stands up?
A lot of people
stand up. You stand up, your butt cheeks squish together. What? I don't even understand. I really don't.
I completely agree.
Stand up, you bend way over. You have to stand up and bend forward with your one arm on the towel rack, right? And then reach around
That's a nice sight. Well, we had a doctor on it. He was saying that actually that's the preferred way, right? Dr. Evan Goldstein said that. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're sitting down, your hemorrhoids get full. And so they're full because they're little airbags for your butthole to protect it. And so they fill up with blood so the poop goes through without hurting your butthole. And that as soon as the poop leaves the body, you should stand up because then the hemorrhoids drain of the blood. But it's you don't want to whooping pie yourself.
I'm not doing that. I don't give a shit what he said.
Yeah.
I love him, but I'm not doing that.
I thought it's because Laura Lee is so skinny, she's so skinny that even when she stands up, her butt cheeks don't touch together.
Probably. Oh my God, that'd be that's a nightmare for me.
Yeah, she can get in there without worrying.
Yeah. Huh. I sit down. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a more ample bosom, not bosom, but butt cheekies. So I don't. Yeah, butt bosom. So. I don't want to squish that turds in there.
I could never stand up and do that. I would have so many problems.
Bambi, if you do have diarrhea or constipation, what do you do to cure such things?
Well, honestly, I have, of course, had diarrhea, and I have never really, truthfully, been constipated.
You are so lucky.
I know. And one of my best friends, who I won't name, but she's constantly constipated, and she does the Swiss Chris and the all kinds of things. And I've traveled with her many times, to Europe and far away, and then it's a real problem. She's constipated for a week, and I don't know. I'm really lucky. I'm so lucky.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh my God. After the interview, I have to know who that is.
Who do you think it is?
I know.
My best friend.
I know. I'm just kidding. I know who it is.
Well, Bambi, what about diarrhea? What do you take to help your...
I've never had to take anything. It just, sometimes I have it, but it's one bathroom trip. That's it. I don't have.
You just let it run its course.
Yeah, I never really. I don't recall having an issue it went on and it was a big problem.
You got a good gut going on there.
I do.
Nice.
I do. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any childhood memories of poops or farts?
I don't. I was thinking one thing, when I read that question, immediately popped to my mind was this. We lived in this, my parents got divorced, and then we had to move to this, my mom and I, a single mom situation. We had to move to super skanky, apartment complex. And there was all the weird transient kids lived there that you'd meet, then they would just move away a month later and you never knew what happened to them kind of people. And, this girl, Lori, that I was best friends with for about 2 months, I remember I went to a Chinese restaurant with her and her mom, and then she came running out and grabbed my hand and made me come to the bathroom to look at her poop. That was I'm not even kidding. It had to have been 28 inches long. It was
massive. Like a baby's arm.
I'll never, ever forget it because it was so like I was thinking about it in my mind, like I know your intestines are like super long and all of that, but like how could your poop ever in life be that long? I don't know. Like,
and how old were you?
Oh, maybe like 10 or something.
Isn't that funny that memory is burned into you?
It's so burned. Like, I can see it now, the shape of everything. Like, it was so shocking. It was like a giant anaconda. Like, it came out of my little friend. I couldn't believe it. It didn't break. It was one solid, like it didn't even break.
It's like a miracle.
And it was in the toilet, right?
Yeah.
So like
it was like it looped around like almost
up.
like sausage, like when you buy those giant sausages and they're coiled kind of in the package. It was like
like a snake, a sleeping snake.
So
gross. God, that's disgusting.
That's really horrifying. Yeah, there's more story to that girl, but that's another show. So.
Oh.
Move on.
Next question.
And
we know that you're married. How does your husband deal with poop talk? And
we don't. I mean, he's a big man. He does some big man-sized poop. And he's not embarrassed. He's not at all embarrassed, Big farter. He really likes farting. He has no shame. He's sort of your average big dude. Just doesn't care.
But if you fart or poop around him, is he okay with it? Or are you guys like...
Well, Ellen, I'm glad you asked because I read somewhere once in this... like one of those sort of like men are from Mars, women are from Venus books that you should never, ever, ever fart around your boyfriend or even your husband. Like the second you fart around them, it breaks some fifth wall and you are buddies and in a friend zone, you're not sexy anymore. Yes. I read that and I kind of actually believe it. So I really, honest to God, did not fart in front of Chuck for 3 years.
Wow.
I made it 3 fucking years.
That's incredible.
And it was a big thing because he farts all the time, and it would be like I was like unbelievable unicorn saint that never farted. And he knew I did. It's not like I lied and said I didn't fart, but he never heard it ever. And then, one day we were in the car and I just farted. I had no idea. It was one of those ones you don't even you're not holding it in. It's not, you don't know you're gonna. And also
it just sneaks out.
And his head spun around like Satan.
He was like, I don't even know you.
I was so upset. And I gave him the look, which is, don't ever, if you ever fucking mention this ever, even ever, we'll get a divorce. So we we never said anything about it. We moved on and
oh my God, that's so funny.
It's not a big deal. I'm not ashamed. I do fart. It's just I do think there's something weird. It's a sexual
well, you want to keep a little bit of yeah, you don't want to be someone's bro.
Yeah.
I agree with you to a point, but I feel like that's very one-sided. Chuck should also be holding in his farts.
Oh, no.
I know, but then I feel like that's talking about equality.
He's a Dutch oven kind of guy.
Dutch oven.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He puts you in the Dutch oven?
Oh, yeah, he puts me in the Dutch oven. Yeah. No.
And you're still supposed to be sexually attracted to this man? That's not fair.
But I think it's one of those primitive, that's a male thing.
It's a man's world.
Yeah, men are beasts, and it's kind of hot. And we're goddesses. And I don't know.
Ellen's
not
face.
In my world.
This is another show, too. We're getting so...
Oh, yeah.
No, but I believe in equality. You're supposed to... If you fart in my face, I'm farting in yours, so...
Yeah. No, I basically agree with you, but that's one area, I don't know, some kind of mystique I hold on to. I don't know why.
Nice. I like it.
I like gas.
Oh, my God. What's the next one?
So, should we just go into the hard-hitting questions now? We've warmed you up.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Floor or pants? If you have to go Bristol 7, butt pee coming out of you, and there's no toilet in sight, where do you go?
Oh, well, so I'd go on the floor. Yeah.
In the floor?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And have you been in this circumstance before?
Maybe. I did once poop in my pants, and it's not even my big story. And I did poop in my pants, and it was so horrible. Like, I would never do that again. Never.
That's
never,
awful.
Never. Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
And did you pooped in your pants because there was nothing around? You were sick?
No, I pooped in my pants because even though I told you I never got diarrhea, like one time I was at the bar at El Coyote and I had on these white leather pants. And there may or may not have been some drugs involved. I'm not going to say there was, but if there was, and then I was also drinking margaritas, like something just happened, and all of a sudden, I mean, there was zero warning, zero warning, and it just like hot poo lava came out of my butt and into my white leather pants, and
And they were probably skin tight.
ever choose that. Oh, they were so skin tight. And they were really, mid 90s. Like, they were like half my ass cheeks were out of them. They were so low cut. And like, I didn't have any underwear on because you couldn't wear underwear with them. And like, it was just not.
Where did the dew go?
The pants were really thick leather, so it went down the back of my legs, like all the way to my knees and like down. And it was like hot and leathery, and I was like, no. I was also in the middle of a really fun time, so I didn't like want to go home or anything. So.
You became the party pooper.
I did. It was a real party pooper, but I didn't tell anyone. No one had any idea. No one knew. And I went in the bathroom at El Coyote, and I had to take my whole other pants off, and I didn't have any underwear, so I was naked. And then I had to wait in the stall till someone left, and then I'd run out to the sink and like wash, wipe, and wash, and wipe. And then someone's coming. I ran back into the stall and wait. Like, it was a whole thing, but I got it pretty good, and I stayed out. So. But I don't ever want that to happen again. Ever.
Yeah,
ever.
that sounds like a nightmare. Wait, real quick, real pause here. Were these the leather pants that you had to change when you're on the back of that chopper with Larry?
Yes, exact.
If these leather pants get you in trouble all the time.
I have to say though that well, the first date I ever went on with Indian Larry, like, these white leather pants were hot shit. They were like by Agatha. I don't know if you know who she was. She was like the queen of the East Village leather scene. They were really expensive and custom made, and like they were like the hottest things ever. And I wore them on my first date with Indian Larry when he picked me up on his chopper, and I came downstairs and we were riding to Coney Island, and I got on the back of the bike, but on the chopper you have to ride like squatting on this little seat with your knees up around your ears, basically like a tiny frog position, like really crazy. And they were thick leather, not the soft, nice kid glove leather, like leather. And we just started riding, and like within like, because my knee was bent so hard, it cut off all the circulation to my whole leg, and my whole legs were completely numb and like vibrating on the motorcycle, and like my feet were slipping off the tiny little pegs. I mean, I was going to crash us, and I had to fully confess, like, I can't do this. I have to go back to my house. And then we had to go back, and I had to put on leggings, and like, it's like a whole thing. But the poo incident happened after that. Like, after the poo incident, I didn't ever wear those pants again. Because they're like weird suede inside. Like, you can never really clean them, really. Like, I just, R.I.P.
leather pants.
Oh. It was sad.
I Yeah, like first of all, you are not the first person who'd been on the podcast who's wearing white pants when it happened. You're also not the first person who was doing some kind of drugs when it happened.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not alone. Like,
that particular drug, I really think is the total problem. But
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh shit.
Yeah, and so you're not, but to have leather pants, that's next level.
But the good part was they weren't wet, like they were so thick, so I was able to clean them, and still carry on with the whole night, because if it was fabric, your pants would be sopping wet and it would have soaked in and smelled. Like, they were so thick that it didn't smell and it wasn't wet on the outside. Like, no one had any idea. Like, no,
that's amazing.
Fully absorbent.
Yeah.
Fully absorbent.
Fully, contained. It contained it all. It didn't like come out of the other side of the leather.
You were wearing like hot adult diaper pants.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, no
Dave,
one knows.
I hear us making a new product. The leather depends
leather depends.
Retired bikers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh my God, totally.
That's a market we have to tap into.
I'll start the Etsy shop.
So definitely floor for you then.
Yeah, you did pants once.
Yeah.
But you would floor it in the future.
Yeah, if there was any time. I mean, I wouldn't have floored it at the LKO.
Then people would really have known what happened.
Oh my God, that would be so great. The ultimate story.
Is that one of the worst public toilets you've ever pooped in?
Yeah. I mean,
or had to clean up in?
Yeah. I mean, I pooped in a lot of gross ones. Oh God, the worst one I ever pooped in, I think, was at the porta potty at the Guar show.
What, in Virginia?
That place you don't want to pull your pants down. Oh no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the summer it was the outdoor.
Oh my God! Yeah,
the Guarbecue in August. Hot.
I'm surprised there wasn't like a Guar costume poop monster walking around.
Oh,
and barbecues in Virginia, right? So it's like you're having Virginia metalheads.
Yeah,
so they're like
in
Southern
August.
Metalheads in August.
Yeah.
Oh, I can feel like I could smell it, and I will probably never eat the rest of the day.
I haven't even eaten yet, so that's gonna be good for me.
Well, if you gain some weight during this quarantine, you've just officially lost it. And those is barbecue like a couple days, or is it one day?
No, it's one epic day, and it's outside on this big lake, and there's a lot of people drinking and eating greasy food and pooping.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's why I bring it up, because you all know that those porta potties were fresh when they were delivered for that festival, and that they could get destroyed that quickly.
Oh yeah.
Instantly.
It's not like Prospect Park porta potty that's been sitting out for the entire summer.
Oh God. Oh.
That's what it sounds like. Just like.
Yep.
Constantly.
Yeah. All day.
With all the beer farts and everything.
Oh my God. Oh God, my face hurts from laughing.
Bambi, do you have any accident stories besides your leather pants?
Oh, nope. No, that was the big one. Yeah.
Do you have anything that's happened at work that was have you luckily been at Mermaid Parade or at something at Coney Island and kept all your farts and poops in?
Yeah. No, I haven't. Have I ever done anything at work? No. I'm pretty careful at work, because at work, No, mostly I do hair and makeup, right, on film sets. So most of the time I'm doing the hair and makeup in one of those Winnebagos, and so if you're familiar with those Winnebagos, unfortunately the bathroom is kind of like right in the hair and makeup area.
Yes.
Yeah. And so my big part of the day is first thing in the morning, getting everyone in the chair and doing their makeup. And then like when most people go to the bathroom is in the morning, and like all those big hairy teamsters come in there, all like sheepish and weird looking, and they won't make, they don't make eye contact. They just like scooch by you and go in there for like 20 minutes. And then they come out, and then this is the worst thing that I have. This is like so traumatizing. This is my PTSD every day of life. And then here it comes, the smell.
Yeah.
Hot, steamy Teamster turd covered up lovingly with the hot cinnamon apple spice autumnal air freshener. Like hot cinnamon Teamster turd. Dumps of them one after the next. And you know how that for some reason makes the air thick? Like it's thick. It's a thick smell that lingers, and like I don't understand that.
Nothing beats ass.
No. It's not like it doesn't waft away. It doesn't matter. Like it hangs there and it gets all over your tongue.
Take it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's my work story. But it's not me. I never do anything. I like wait, and I'll go to the Starbucks in private,
Yeah, like a normal person.
Like a normal person.
Yeah, these Teamsters don't know where else they can go. Like
they kind of, it's usually like there's no choice, and they're really mortified. They looked, because it's me and like some hot model or something, like they don't want to like come out that door, they know, like they know, and they just like they put their head down and they run out real fast.
My boyfriend Gerald has that same problem at the tattoo shop. For some reason, his tattoo shop, the toilet is in the way back, nowhere near any kind of window. And it's this tiny little toilet, and all the clients, tattoo artists, and his station is right there. So he knows when everybody's taking a shit, and it's like a tiny New York City tattoo shop, ugh.
And the sprays are so gross. Like, the sprays just make it worse. Like, who wants to smell bayberries over a hot steaming food? Or like peach cobbler. Like, who wants to smell that? Ugh.
Something stinks.
Yeah, why? Why can't they just like bring matches in? It's terrible.
I don't know. Yeah, matches work surprisingly well.
Yeah,
matches work the best.
I'm telling you, man. I've been using this. I got a little bag of Palo Santo.
Ooh, yeah.
It smells really good, and that shit works great for the bathroom.
New age. I
had no idea what Palo Santo even was or is, but it works great for taking shits.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Just a little tip.
Little tips. I worked on the poopery. I worked on the poopery commercial. The first ever poopery commercial.
You did. I love that commercial.
I did the hair and makeup on the first.
Nice.
Oh
You didn't tell me that. I forgot about that.
I'm a celebrity. That's right. I know.
Yeah. I already thought you were the coolest, but now I know for a fact.
Wait, does my big poo story, is that still coming, or was that part of an accident?
Dave, no, you can give us a big poo story. Give it to us.
Yeah, it's not. It's not exactly an accident. I guess it was an accident. I don't know. Is it time?
Yeah, you can tell it whatever you want. This is. I would. I've been privy to this story, so I'm not going to say anything.
They already heard this story.
I couldn't stop laughing.
How I got this invitation to appear on the show.
I was laughing so hard when you told me this story. By the way, I love it. It took everything in my power not to tell Ellen this, but I love it. It's great.
It's epic. I probably should never have told anyone on the planet, but I did. Now here I am.
First of all, I love you, so thank you for doing this.
So, Ellen, I set it up with I told you about how sensitive I was about not even farting in front of my new husband, right? So it was back. We were dating. We were just dating, and I, lived in my apartment. And on weekends, I would go over to Chuck's apartment and spend the whole weekend. And and I would take my little dog, my elderly Chihuahua, and Chuck had a roommate, this guy Bob, and they were these two dudes living there, and so there was all those stinky dude poops always happening and everything. And it was fine, whatever. But so one morning I was in bed with Chuck, and I woke up and I was like, oh God, I gotta poop. I was one of those real urgent first thing in the morning ones, right? Which I was like, oh, and then so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then Chuck's, oh, okay, I got to go too. And I was like, oh, all right, well, you should go first, because I'm not going to go poop and then have him immediately follow me in there. So I was like, okay, you go first. And he's like, okay. So he starts to get up. And then I hear Bob's door open. And Bob, goes into the bathroom and shuts the door. I'm like, oh, God. So Bob's in there for 20 minutes.
Oh, no.
What, pooping or showering?
Yeah,
or
I guess.
all of the above?
All the above, I guess. So I was just like, oh my God, and we hadn't been dating long enough that I could have said to Chuck, could you please go get Bob out of there? I got to go, It was new. We were still new. And so I'm patiently waiting, no big deal. And, it's getting a little more urgent. I'm like, oh God, and then, so Bob finally comes out, and then Chuck's like, you want to go? I was like, no, you go ahead, and, so Chuck goes, and as soon as Chuck went in there and shut the door, immediately I got that feeling when that's that it's like peristalsis, right, where your butt starts that wave motion and you can feel it coming. I was like, yes, and I felt the weird waves, and I got that instant cold clammy sweat,
Yes.
it is coming, it's coming now, and I was like, oh my God, all of a sudden I was just oh, and luckily there was this wee pad out for the dog on the floor. So I had to immediately run over and poop on my dog's wee pad, super fast before Chuck would come back into the bedroom.
I'm be like, Mama! I didn't know you were going to go there.
Did you see that turn?
Super fast. And then I was like, oh God. And then in my nightstand, I had my little supply of baby wipes, for the French whore bath that you have over there when you're dating your new boyfriend, right? Got the baby wipes out, and I wiped really fast, and I rolled it all up super fast and shoved it under the bed.
That's the best story ever, right? Oh, my stomach hurts so bad from laughing.
Chuck, never. He still doesn't know. I do not tag him when this is going
no, he won't.
live.
Wait, but did you?
I have no idea.
Did you? Did he come back? Hold on, did he come back in the room or something?
Oh my God, in the bed the whole weekend. Yeah, he came back, and I pretended to go. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go now, casually and subtly. I walked away, lingeringly to the bathroom, all calm and cool because I'd already gone. And then I had to leave it under the bed for 2 whole days until I was leaving, because I couldn't. I didn't leave the house. It was wintertime, and I didn't go anywhere. And I couldn't put it in their garbage can. It was, I had to wait and then carry it with me in my purse to leave.
You left it under the bed for 2 days?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It was all rolled up real tight,
But you couldn't smell it?
No. I eventually put it in a plastic bag, like a trap, a little, a deli bag, and I tied it off real tight. And then I put it back under there, and I waited till I left. And I just took away.
It's the funniest story ever.
I have another one. Do you want to hear my other one?
Oh my God!
Is there time?
Yes.
Wait, but I have a couple questions about the first story.
Yes, okay.
So the wee-wee pad was on the floor for the dog. You just squatted over it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was luckily my dog was super old, so we had the door shut because he barks and bites and stuff. So we had him shut in with us, in his wee-wee pad for the night, luckily. Because
otherwise,
otherwise,
would have been would have sit in your purse.
Otherwise, it would have been just directly into my purse.
Chuck's like, what's the problem here? Nothing. Let me see. I got to go to the store real quick.
I don't remember if this person told the story on the podcast, but we did have a guest on that said that they had to poop in plastic bags because they have a family in New York and the bathroom is always busy and they just got used to pooping in plastic bags.
Got used to it.
I don't remember that.
And they do it over and over because everybody's taking up the bathroom. And I was like, that's when you have to get another apartment with a second toilet. You can't be constantly shitting in plastic bags where it becomes your regular thing.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God.
No.
Wait, but tell the other story too. I'm sorry. I just when Bambi told me these stories, I was crying. I was laughing so fucking hard. And
oh my God, that one was epic.
Oh my God.
That's like the best.
The other one happened when I moved in with Chuck. Now I'm living with Chuck, but Chuck was at work and we got a new couch and it was freighted, from somewhere. And so they let me know that it was going to be delivered, and so that morning Chuck had taken our old couch out and he put it on. We have a sort of a big, New York covered front porch kind of situation. So he took our old couch out and put it out there because it was raining and we were going to wait till, whatever, I don't know. And it was on the front porch. So I was inside and you got to pick on your time frame, 9 to 1 or 1 to 5 from when your couch would come, right? So I had picked 1 to 5. So I was getting ready to take a shower. I was completely naked, drinking my coffee, just morning stuff, getting ready to get in the shower. And then I hear ding dong. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? If that's my fucking couch, I'm going to I was so mad, right? I'm like, and I looked out the window and there was the delivery truck. And I was like, oh my God. Because I, was not dressed or anywhere near ready or whatever. And so there was a blanket there that had been on the couch, our, couch blanket. And I picked it up and I wrapped it around myself like a burrito, and I went to the door because I really wanted to ream this guy, right? And make it so obvious that he really fucked up and disturbed me. And I'm just mad. And I opened the thing up and he's standing there with his little clipboard, and I was like, oh, you're not supposed to be here till 1. And he's like, oh, and I can see on his clipboard, it says 1 to 5, up at the top of it, and I'm pointing at it, jabbing it with my finger, 1 to 5, it's 9:04, I was so mad. And then I was like, okay, and then his face was all crestfallen. He's didn't speak good English. And he's like, what are we going to do? I'm here right now with I'm like, fine. Oh God. So I turn around all mad. And right as I turn around, I realize that I've come out and let the door to my building shut. And I'm now locked out on the porch, naked, with a blanket wrapped around me. Aww. And the delivery guy.
Wait, you guys were both locked out of the apartment?
Yeah, because he was outside the foyer, outside the building. So I came out my apartment door, through the foyer door, and I was so mad and trying to, menace him with, I came out there in my blanket to let him have it. And then I didn't stop the door from closing behind me. So now I'm locked out with it. It's just yeah. So I was freaking out. And,
And this is in the winter?
It was in this spring, late March. So it wasn't freezing cold, but it was raining and cold-ish. Oh. And I made a mistake. The couch wasn't on the porch. We had gotten rid of our couch, but so anyway, he says, he's like, he's got no choice but to leave the couch, right? So I'm like, and he offers to call someone for me, but I don't know Chuck's phone number by heart. And also he's at work and can't really leave and come home. And it was really early in the morning and no one had keys because I had just moved in there. So I hadn't given like my friends keys or anything. I rang, there's 2 other apartments. I rang, both of them. No one's home. Everyone's gone to work, right? I'm like, oh my God. So this guy, he brings up the couch and he puts it on the covered front porch. So that's where the couch came from. So I'm sitting on the new couch in my blanket, like thinking, what am I going to do? Right. And then I know that the mailman has the key to the foyer. And once I get into the foyer, my apartment door was open. Like I could get in if I could just get into the building. So I knew the mailman came at 11 and it was like 9:15 now. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll just lay down here on my new couch with my blanket and wait for the I waited for the postman for a while.
This is like the beginning of a porno.
I waited there. It wasn't so bad because I had my blanket and a couch, right? And then I had to go to the bathroom because it was morning time, and that's when I do my bathroom. And
you already drank your coffee. You had your coffee already too.
Okay, I'm like, it wasn't so bad at first. I'm like, all right, I got this. I could wait. And then it's, getting more and more urgent. So then I'm like, what do I do? Like, do I run down 2 blocks to the church? There's a church down there. Like, maybe if I run to the church naked in my blanket, like barefoot in the rain, like maybe they will let me use their bathroom. Because there's nothing like commercial around where I live at all. There's like just a deli, and like that's a little too far to run. And like, whatever. I was like, my mind was reeling. Like, what am I going to do? Like, and I live on Bushwick Ave, it's like pretty busy, and like, who could help me? No one. And so then I realized that I'm going to have to go down into the little basement stairwell that leads down into the basement and just have to poop right there. Like, I'm going to have to. And then there was no toilet paper or floor. But as I started to go down there, I looked, and on the fence, there was those rolled up grocery store flyers. You know how they roll them up and stick them in the holes in the fence? So I went over there, and I got the grocery store flyers, and I made a little, I spread them out because I got some experience now from the wee pageant thing, right? And I spread the grocery flyers out in the little secret stairwell, and then I pooped on that, and then I like wiped with the other grocery store.
Like out in the open for anybody walking by could probably see.
No, because it was down a few steps. Like they could probably see like the top of my head and eyes, like keeping an eye out for the mailman. But
oh my God.
Oh my God, if the mailman came at that moment.
He's like, what the fuck?
Then
leave the door open.
I finished up and I went back up to the couch, and then I kid you not, like not even 5 minutes later, the front door opens and my fucking neighbor had been home the entire time. Yeah. And they claimed that they were in the shower and didn't hear me buzzing, panicking to get in. But yeah, I don't know. It was too late. It was all too late.
And where did you put the poop in the shopping?
I had to clean it up later. I went and cleaned it all up later after I got back in my house. Like,
That started like a porno and ended like a horror movie.
Oh my God, I love that story. It's so good.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love you so much. I'm so me too.
Oh my God. Well, at least you didn't poop on your new couch.
No, I did not poop on the new couch. Oh my God.
Oh my God, see,
shitting the bed.
I forgot the part about the story. You went down to the stairwell, the basement part. In my head, for some reason I thought you had to go like in the corner of the porch. And that's why I just kept like, oh my God, was her head like just popping above the banister, like the railing?
No, I was down in those weird little cellar stairs, like
Oh my God.
a little poop bunker I had down there.
Did you have to you told Chuck why the couch was on the front porch, how you couldn't get it into the apartment because you locked yourself out.
Yeah, I told him that I almost had to go outside. I told him that I almost did that, but then the neighbor let me in.
Nice. It's genius. Oh my God. My sides hurt so bad right now from laughing. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my God, those are the best stories ever.
Those are pretty epic stories.
I mean, they're great poop stories, let alone any kind of story.
Amongst the best of the whole entire poop cast.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I think the wee wee pad one might have to be our new cartoon.
Yeah.
The
wee wee pad one. Holy shit, my stomach hurts so bad right now from laughing.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so good. I almost don't want to even go into Let's Get Shitty because I don't want to
You don't want to ruin your high?
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. It's just so genius. Oh my God.
Oh, those are epic.
Yeah, they are. Well, how about this? Why don't we just... I'm so out of sorts from laughing that my head is I feel like I'm high right now.
You don't need to do exercising during this quarantine. You just need to listen to our podcast and you can get your ab workout in from laughing so hard.
Completely. Well, real quick, before we... Well, actually, sorry. I mean, usually Ellen asks if you have anything more to share, but it seems like you shared a lot.
I shared so much.
Yeah, there's nothing that's MVP sharing right there.
If there is anything else, even a story you've heard from somebody else, but yes, you brought it, Bambi. Epic story.
I have one more. It's not me. It's someone else's poop story.
We love other people's poop stories.
Okay.
Your other poop stories, I'm just going to say it out loud. I blame Chuck for all of them.
It's sort of true. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think if anything, Chuck needs to shit his pants and you have to tell the story of him doing so.
Yeah.
As a little payback.
He's just, he just does it. There's no real, paying him back. He's got no shame. He does it.
He's that's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you one other quick one because it's real good. Back in the day, I used to work for the Sideshow, and I used to go out on the road with Ward Hall, with the freak show, and work at state fairs, which had a lot of good poop ingredients. But
nobody's ever said poop ingredients on this podcast before.
Did you ever see, by the way, Terry Richardson's photos of his poops for a year that he did?
No.
Terry Richardson, before he was super famous and shooting celebrities, he did a whole series of his own poops. He took pictures of them every single day and he wrote down all the ingredients that were in there. And
wow.
I went to his gallery show and it was intense. It was
sure.
Cinnamon buns, corn, bacon, and there was all the different ways that poops would look. Sometimes they have that oily film on the water, because that was after a cheesesteak or whatever. Really gross. Okay. Anyway, so we were working at the Sideshow and we lived inside this truck. They would take the whole truck load of things and set it up, inside a big tent. And then it was empty. And that was me and Buddy Love's living quarters. And we had little cots in there and all of our costumes and everything. And then one side of it, the truck was windows that faced into the inside of the tent. And then they had displays in them, for the people that paid money and were inside the tent could look at these displays of a mummy and, something else. But our living quarters were just behind that. So we would be in there and we could see into the tent, because it would be dark but they couldn't see us looking out, but we could look out and watch, And then on the show was this guy called Howard Hughes, who was really famous, weighed like 850 pounds. Yeah, and he was the fat man, and he'd been with Warthol for, since the 40s or 50s. He was an older guy. And he was in some, like a motorized, like a Rascal, one of those scooter, wheelchair kind of thing. He couldn't really walk very good. And he lived in a bread truck, a Wonder Bread truck that was a decommissioned Wonder Bread truck. And he just like lived inside of it and with a mountain of like wrappers, of food wrappers. Like it was really crazy. And so we were there. It was like our first week of the year we went out with him, and we were sleeping in the morning and we heard this singing and peaches, come on, little peaches. And we were like, what is that? We were like laying on our cots and we looked into the tent. And we saw something that we would get to see every single solitary morning, which was the roustabout was this guy named Jimmy. And Jimmy would come in and he was laying all these newspapers, tons of newspapers. And then he brought in cinder blocks and stacked the cinder blocks, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Then he bought 2 big 2x4 boards and laid them across the cinder blocks, 1 at the back and 1 in the front. And then he left. And then the singing started. Peaches! And in rolled Howard Hughes on his wheel thing. And he wheeled himself up over there and laboring, got up fully nude and sat himself down on the 2x4s and pooped onto the paper because he would have never fit into any kind of a bathroom in a million years. And then we were like directly behind him, so we could see like up above him and behind him and could see the entire thing. We were like glued to the window in horror. And then as he's like continuing to sing for whatever reason, peaches. We're like, what is he doing now? What is he doing now? And what is that? What has he got in his hand? And he reaches around. And he has a big, giant rubber spatula. He reaches around behind himself and scrapes between his butt cheeks with a rubber spatula because he needed like all that extra length, because his arm wouldn't reach around himself. And he scraped it with a rubber spatula. And then he was messing around and we couldn't see what he was doing again. He was got something else. And he had this stick and he wound paper towels around and around the stick. And then he took, I'm not kidding you, Windex and he sprayed it onto the paper towels and then reached that around and scrubbed his butthole. And then he just like dropped it off. Yes. And then he dropped it all on the ground and like got back into his scooter and zoomed away. And then Jimmy the roustabout would have to come and like roll it all up and disassemble his porta potty like every single morning.
Holy shit.
My God.
Oh my God. That is
That is unbelievable, man.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And we pooped once a day.
That's all we saw. Yeah, it was like a morning ritual. I guess he probably. That's all I ever saw.
peaches.
Was the peaches like something to call everybody to tell them that he's going to make a huge turd? Like
I really don't even know. And we were kind of. That was like. I think that was the first year we went with them, and so we were kind of, we didn't ask. We didn't even admit that we saw it.
Yeah.
We just like watched and just like kept our mouths shut. Like, oh my God! Like,
oh
my God.
My God!
I thought the peaches.
That is insanely epic.
When you said he had brought the spatula out, I thought he was saying peaches. I thought he was gonna have some animal come over and like eat it or something. something disgusting. That's what I thought. Like.
oh my God, dang!
I know it's disgusting. That's what I kept thinking.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's so funny. All right.
Did you ever have a circus poop story before? Because it's not gonna
No.
No.
Yeah.
That is our first.
These are like easily top 3 stories. This is like all in the top 5 of stories we heard.
I mean, I've heard of that television show. I've never watched it, but the 600-Pound Life, and like just how people have to go and like scrub out these people's folds because they're like, but like they never explain some of these TV shows. They don't explain how they use the potty.
No,
like,
well now you know.
Yeah,
Peaches.
I also never want to eat peaches ever again.
Yeah. It's kind of ruined for a little bit.
Eat a peach and just think about that, and I'll be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so loopy right now. This is why Bambi's the best.
I'm in shock. I'm going to listen to this episode when it comes out again, and I'm going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I was there for these stories.
So I'm going to suggest that we skip Let's Get Shitty. It's because I can't even handle it right now.
No, we can't complain about anything when this has been so epic.
Yeah. So I'm going to go into news, which it's a little late because I thought I had another story, but I found this other one. But I'm going to play the little news theme song, and then we'll get you out of here, Bambi.
Oh,
so hold on for a second. Here we go. So I don't know, I don't know who sent this to me, but this was on this website, Mental Floss, and we already know the answer to this, but we have to have a news story. So basically, this had started with some Australian science author educator had been asked a question like, "Do farts spread disease?" And they said the short answer is, if you're wearing pants, you should be fine. But then my whole thing is like, yeah, it's like if you're walking around naked and shitting on, I'm farting on everything, then yeah, I can imagine that's gonna be a bit of a problem. But this article came out kind of right around the COVID-19 had started. So, if you're walking around your apartment naked around any people, just put your pants on before you fart, because if you don't, there's chances are you're gonna give something to somebody, especially COVID-19, which is kind of crazy because it does come from, you can't get it from, actually we found out you can get it from eating ass.
Yeah, rimming.
Yeah.
Well, aerosol is like, yeah.
But COVID can it's not just a respiratory disease. It's also, you can get like serious diarrhea from it. And so that's why it's in the poop. Yeah. And yes, we have learned from that fartology book that if you are wearing pants, it filters out all the grossness. Like a coffee filter.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And in this article, it says, avoid farting naked around people. But which is like, who's doing that? Like, I mean, who's really doing that all the time?
You could get a fart on your tongue. You could.
Yeah, you could. Easily.
Yeah. So, Bambi, next time Chuck chovens you, make sure he has his underwear on before he does it.
Oh my God, I'm wearing a mask. Anyway. God.
N95 mask.
Oh my.
I saw somebody wearing one of those sleeping masks, but around their mouth.
Oh.
like a mask. And so Bambi can sleep with that around her mouth to make sure that Chuck doesn't poison her.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Ellen. Oh my God. In Florida, we saw someone, we didn't actually see a picture of someone that had half of an orange tied over their nose.
That's genius. Oh my God.
At least it smells good.
Yeah. What a maniac.
Oh my God. That is too funny.
Well, I just want to... I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Ellen?
No, just all the different pictures on the internet of what people are using for masks is pretty hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. I'm so glad we could have some fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to laugh in a time of when a time of crisis sometimes. It's good to let it out.
Yeah.
And we laughed and we laughed a lot today. So I want to thank our special guest, Bambi the Mermaid, for being on the show.
Oh my God.
I love you so much.
Thank you, Bambi. You were the best.
Oh my God. I love you both so much.
You're the best, as always.
I'm going into deep hiding now.
We have time. You're not gonna. This is coming out till the end of May, so.
You can find me in Coney Island. Just come to Coney Island. I'll be out there.
Awesome. Yes. Support
Come
Coney
to the
Island.
Miss Coney Island Pageant and see Ellen Stagg take the crown in September.
Wearing a
Ooh.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, wearing a mask or a sleeping mask. Oh my God! All right.
So ridiculous.
Thank you so much again, and we'll be back next week.
Yes. Thank you, Bambi. You're
I
the
love you guys.
best.
Love you.
Love you. And happy pooping, everybody. And toot, toot, toot.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect 4 Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen, with executive producer Stormy Leather. Edited by me, Dave.
For more information, go to heypoopypodcast.com for episodes, merch, and more. Follow us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast and Twitter at heypoopy. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy.